What's going on, everybody? GemMint here. We're back with another statue unboxing and review. From Prime One Studio, we have Talon from the Batman Court of the Owls. Beautiful looking art box here. You can see the portrait on the front. The sides show the full length statue, front and back. Well, at least this side does. And then you have Talon on the back here as well. Super excited to jump into this one, so let's just go ahead and dive in. All right, here we go. So one box with 2 layers. This also does come with the package contents and the assembly guide. So here we can see the statue all assembled, where all the pieces are in the box, and then flip it around and then the assembly guide. So we'll be using this just to make sure I put the right piece in at the right time. But enough of that, let's go ahead and get to the box. We'll remove the top layer. A ton of pieces on that top layer. Let's remove all the tissue paper and a lot of arms, a lot of hands, a lot of weapons, and a lot of owls. So here are 2 owls that will be perched next to Talon. Great detail in the sculpt. They look very realistic. Take a look at those faces. And then we have 2 shoulder pads for Talon. You'll use one depending on which arm switch out. Then we have 2 of the katanas. These will go into the sheath on his back, as you can see here. Loving the wrap and the gold trim. Very lifelike and realistic. And here's a blade that'll key into his thigh. I like the texturing on the casing. Nice job on the handle here. This little gold pendant will go under that shoulder strap that we've seen earlier. Here we have 2 hand switch outs, which are extremely heavy. That's gotta be real metal. Love the intricate design on the blades, on the gloves. You can see the texturing, the gold trim. And then we have 2 other hand switch outs, which are also very heavy with the swords. You have weathering and damage on the blades. As you can see here, a kind of dull shine to them. Same great detail on the wraps and on the hands. Then we have one more smaller blade that will key in onto his chest right underneath that gold emblem. And then we have one more set of hands. These are going to be for the claw hands, which are part of the exclusive. I like the different switch outs that they have on here. I'm still not really sure which one to use. And here are the claws themselves. So they have that nice gold plate with the silver metallic looking claws. Very cool. And then we have a bunch of different arm switch outs. So you can see this one is for the claw hands, and you can see where you'll key in that shoulder pad that we saw earlier. Again, gold trim, the black textured costume. You could even see like the belt buckle and what looks like ammunition around the wrist. So nice detail in the musculature and in the costume design. And we'll move on to another one of the arms. So the other arm switch outs without the claw hands will face backward, which is really cool. And the last arm here, this is for the claw hands as well with that bent elbow. We'll show all of those different switch out options during the assembly. And the portrait, I really love the effect that they did with the goggles, with the glasses, on how it reacts to the lighting. Super cool with the goggles. And then you have the hooded portrait, the gold trim. You can see the hood on the back, some of the fabric sculpted details like the seam and the folds. So that's everything for the top layer. On to the second layer here. Only 3 pieces here. We can see the base, we can see the body, and then we have another owl. This one with the outstretched wings, and it looks beautiful, man. I love the color scheme, all of the sculpted in feathers. The face looks super realistic. From the back, it looks great as well. So 3 owls will be perched onto this base. And then Talon's body. He's got the throwing knives across the chest with slots for that extra one, and the Court of Owls emblem. Very tactical. He's got his pouches and his straps. That same type of costume design throughout with the gold trim. You got some knee guards there. 100% sculpted, highly detailed, great looking piece. All right, and then of course we have that large base. It's a pretty big base, so let's get that on the table and take a closer look at it. All right, so we have the Court of Owls base. First of all, they have that translucent resin going around the entire piece, almost like a moat. The Court of Owls masks. You have a destroyed owl statue that Talon will be perched up on top of. And let's go ahead and key him in first. So we'll key him in with the peg that goes into the base. That fits snug. And we'll go ahead and put that blade on his side. We'll put the sheaths on his back. And let's go ahead and do the first switch out. So this is going to be with the arms cocked backward, almost like anime running style. And we'll start with the swords. All right, let's get that portrait in there. Man, that looks awesome. I love the pose of this piece, so dynamic. And then we're going to go ahead and put that shoulder strap in. There are 2 of them, so they only fit depending on which arm you have. Court of Owls emblem, throwing knife. Let's go ahead and get those two owls perched down so they have pegs in their feet. Owl number 2 here. And then let's get that last owl right in the middle on top of the Court of the Owls emblem. There we go. That looks cool. So here is what he looks like, all assembled, holding both swords. But let's go ahead and switch out the swords for the throwing knives in his hands, and then we'll put the swords in the sheath. So very cool weapon. I don't really see myself using that though, being that we have the same position with the swords. But let's switch out the arms and we'll change up the entire pose. So now he's gonna have his arms moving forward. We'll go ahead and put the different shoulder strap in, put the emblem back. Let's get his left hand in and then the left hand claw. All right, and then we'll take out that right arm, put the bent elbow arm, right hand, and then the right claw. So there we go. Now we have Talon with his claw hands out. I don't really know which one I want to pose. I like the arms cocked back with the swords, but I also like the exclusive with these hand claws. I don't know. We're gonna have to take a look at it in full and decide. That Spider-Man booth is in open enrollment for their February subscription box. Not only will you get 5 comics at random with a retail value of $100, but you'll also get 2 exclusives limited to this box. Both of them are Ninja Funk 1 second prints, the Skrillex rookie card and the Dip rookie card variant. These are limited to 100 copies each, 50 for the foils and 50 for the medals. Again, these are only available through THATSPIDERMANBOOTH.com via their subscription box. Check them out today. And there we have it, the Court of Owls assassin himself, Talon, whose real name is actually William Cobb and is Dick Grayson's grandfather. Now, this is not just the exclusive version, it's actually the exclusive bonus. Now this piece retails $1,199 with an edition size of just $250. The regular version was $10.99 and didn't come with the 2 different arm and hand switch outs. It only came with the arms holding the swords. Now let's take a look at the measurements here. It looks like if you have the swords in the sheath, that would be the tallest part. So that's gonna put him just about 30 inches tall. If you don't have that displayed, I would think the portrait will be the tallest part here. So that puts him about 27 inches tall. The diameter of the base, well, the width is about 15 inches. The depth is about 15 as well. But of course, depending on how you position this guy, he can be much deeper. So I think if you have the exclusive bonus version, it really depends on your display case on whether or not you're going to display with the hand claws, because that's going to have him sticking out much further. I mean, about 24 inches in the depth with those types of hand switch outs. So very impressed with this piece. I think collectors were worried that this was one of the Prime 1 Studio pieces that was going to get the chop. They had a couple that they had up for pre-order that they ended up canceling, but I'm glad that they made this one because it's not a character that we've ever had done in statue format, let alone in 1/3 scale. The base pays homage to the Court of Owls in so many ways. I really like the moat of water that they have going around the base. That's a nice touch. The destroyed owl statue that the Talon is perched on, just like the 3 owls accompanying him. He has a super dynamic pose, very ninja-like, and with this switch out display, he's lunging forward, he's ready to attack. And although I really like those weapons and I like that pose, I can't really decide if I like this better than the collector's edition pose. Let's switch that out real quick and see what it looks like. And here we go with the collector's edition pose. It's kind of funny, I sprung for that exclusive because I really like the hand claws, but I have a feeling like this is gonna be the way I display him. I'll probably wait to decide after editing this video to see what I really like better. I really like how this looks, not only lunging forward, but he's got his arms cocked backward. He's ready to pounce and fly off of some type of tall building. It's giving Assassin's Creed, but awesome piece, packed full of detail, a character that we don't see in statue form. Let me know what you guys think about the 1/3 scale Talon in the comments down below. I'll leave you with him spinning on the turntable. Appreciate you watching. Stay minty fresh. Peace.